Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Wednesday, November 5th, 2008, and today we're reading in Genesis chapter 37. And here we're reading about Jacob, who the Lord changed the name to Israel, and his sons, Joseph and his other sons. But it says here that Joseph actually was an informant, or he would tell Jacob the evil that his brothers were doing. And you'll see down the line that his brothers actually despised him because of this, and they actually came very close to killing him, but they ended up selling him away and pretending that he was dead to his father. So the lesson I really want to focus on with this, part of the lessons, and I encourage you as always to read the entire chapter because there's so much more that you can get from all these chapters. But what I want to focus on that I got from it was how Joseph in this society today would be considered a tattletale. And a tattletale in society is looked upon or looked down upon in the negative light, like they're the ones that's doing something wrong. But if you consider, you really think about it, the tattletale is not really the one that's doing something wrong. He's just, verbalizing or speaking what is going on. The person that he may be talking about is actually the one that's doing something wrong. And if you think about it further, people may do things in secret, or they think they're doing stuff in secret, but God is omnipresent, so you never actually doing anything in secret. God knows everything that's going on. So even though you think maybe by yourself and you might be getting away with this, getting away with that, but there's nothing that you're doing that God doesn't know about. So like I said, Joseph would be considered a tattletale and would be looked down upon in this society. But I want you to even consider, a lot of things that the society or people may look down, the majority of people may look down upon. You have to really consider it for yourself and figure out why, what is wrong. Is that really right to do that, or is it wrong to do that? Because the way I see it, and even from reading the scriptures here, the tattletale is not the one that's doing the evil, it was the brothers. And Joseph really was not in a position, I don't believe, to help his brothers, because he was the youngest out of all the brothers. So I don't believe, he wasn't as big as his brothers, so he couldn't help them. If he saw them doing something wrong, and he said something to them, they wouldn't have listened to him. So by him going to his father and telling the father exactly what was going on, then his father was actually in a position to correct the things that his brothers were doing wrong. So Joseph actually was, and I believe that if you look at the things and how people do it and the really intention of their heart, Joseph wasn't doing it with trying to hurt his brothers, but he wasn't in a position to help them. So for instance, if I see someone who needs some help and I'm in a position to help them, then I would say something to them and I would help them. But if I'm not in a position to help them, then I may need to go to someone who's above me to tell them exactly what's going on so that they can help them. But now if I was to just go about and spreading rumors or just spread gossip and telling people not with an intent to help someone, then I would be wrong and I would consider that wrong. But when you're doing it with the right intention or with the right heart, attempting to help the person or help people who might be doing something wrong, then there's nothing wrong with that at all. And I remember even watching a show not too long ago. It was with a rapper, and he was being interviewed, and he said something along the lines that, if there was a murderer next door to him that was killing children, he would never tell because he doesn't want to be a snitch. Which is another word for a tattletale. But I believe that is just crazy. Not to tell someone, like in that scenario, in that situation, because you don't want to be called a tattletale. You don't want to be looked down upon. Because you're not the one doing something wrong. It's that person. And if you can't help the children that's in the neighborhood for yourself, or even that person, then you need to tell someone else. You need to let someone else know that can help that person, that can help all the children around the area, that can help all the families around the area. And not just, don't be concerned about being looked down upon as a tattletale or a snitch or any other word they want to come up with you. Because you're not the one to do something wrong, it's the other people. And those are the people who make up these things and say, oh, the tattletale is the one that's doing, that's wrong, that's, don't be a tattletale. It's the people that are actually doing evil. But like I said, in society, you want to really consider these different things that people are saying is wrong and see if it's really wrong and, what's the right thing, what's the wrong thing to do. So Joseph, as I said, was not in a position to really help his brothers because he was the youngest, so he had to tell. And that's one of the lessons I got out of this. And very briefly, I'm going to talk on something else that it says in the chapter, as you read it, that Joseph actually had a couple of dreams. And I want to just also emphasize the importance of your dreams and how we've even been taught to have a notebook by your bed and write down your dreams, because your dreams do have a meaning to them. You might not think that they have a meaning, and you might not even think that you had a dream, but every night you actually have several dreams. And a lot of times I'll wake up at nighttime and I had a dream, and then I might just go right back to sleep. I remember that time, but then in the morning time it's like everything's fuzzy. But you want to keep a notebook with you and write down your dreams. And just, it don't make no sense at nighttime, but then maybe throughout the day or in the morning when you actually get up, then you can make some sense out of those dreams. So it is important to catch those dreams. Just like Joseph had these dreams here, and they were significant. They just were not, just dreams, but they were significant. So you do have significant dreams as well too that can help your life and actually show you some directions of where you should be heading as well too. So with that is today's lesson for life, and go ahead and create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we will talk again tomorrow.